Art and play have always played a role in pushing new technology forward. Today, meeting the technical needs of the esports industry is a driving factor pushing manufacturers to market powerful high-end computers and graphic cards. In this instance, art drives technology as companies work to provide computers that render images faster and smoother. New tools empower people to be more creative by expanding their ability to create in the digital world. Animation, video production, game design, and many other means of artistic expression are now accessible because of the advances in hardware and software. This cycle of art and play driving the development of technology is not new. We can go all the way back to 1804 when the Jacquard loom was patented. The new loom was a leap in technology. It used binary code recorded on punch cards. This allowed complex artistic textiles to be created by people who were not artists. More people could enjoy the beautiful patterns that way. The punch cards used by this loom inspired the punch cards that would run the first computers decades later. Mary Somerville knew of this loom. She was so brilliant in so many scientific disciplines, the term scientist was coined for her. Mary, author of Mechanisms of the Heavens, synthesized many different scientific concepts to make them accessible to the working class. Mary had a student named Ada Lovelace. Ada was also brilliant. She was able to write and translate scientific works with clarity and insight. From Mary, Ada developed her ability to think across disciplines. She learned how to explore the interconnectedness of our world and how to see the big picture. When Ada Lovelace took up the challenge of translating a paper written about Charles Babbage's difference engine, she brought her unique perspective to the table. British mathematician Charles Babbage imagined that he could create a difference engine that can compute any polynomial and then print the results in tables. These tables were used for navigation and important business transactions. His goal was to use the difference engine to give mathematicians creating the tables by hand a reliable source to check their work against. He wanted to provide something that was not subject to human error. Ada Lovelace was able to see practical applications for the difference engine, practical applications that transcended creating tables. She was able to think broadly and grasp the concept of universal computation. She famously said, and I quote, "The analytical engine weaves algebraic patterns just as the Jacquard loom weaves flowers and leaves." This way of thinking allowed her to imagine the same machine being programmed to do different things like playing games. According to one of Ada's letters to Babbage, she wondered if the game of solitaire, quote, admits of being put in a mathematical formula and solved. This is evidence that the game of solitaire was considered at the dawn of computing as we know it. Today, developers learn new languages and frameworks by creating a solitaire game. Solitaire is not the only game to inspire advancements and new applications for technology. In 1848, Babbage developed a plan to construct an engine that played tic-tac-toe. He was going to use it to raise money for his other projects. I think Babbage and Lovelace would be thrilled to see the state of gaming today. But how did we get here? To answer that, let's take a virtual field trip. Two of my favorite museums are the Museum of Play in Rochester, New York, and the Computer History Museum in Mountain View, California. If you visit the Computer History Museum or their website, you will see they have created many timelines. These timelines show how we got all the way to today's VR. VR and game engines also improve storytelling. The team working on Star Wars The Mandalorian is using the Unreal Game Engine. They perfected a production workflow called ILM Stagecraft. Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and the team are bringing the Star Wars universe to life while shooting, not after the fact in post-production. ILM Stagecraft allows the filmmakers to generate interconnecting digital backdrops in real time. Using a space with huge LED screens called the volume, the bulk of the set is a projected video. This allows the team great flexibility. They can move mountains or shoot a sunset for 12 hours if they want. The environments are lit and rendered from the perspective of the camera to provide parallax in real time. This means if the director wants to capture a different angle, the background moves to match. I recommend you check out Disney Gallery for visuals and more details. This example shows how technology enables art in amazing ways. Other tools and processes are making game development and digital art easier and more accessible. With the success of mobile games like Pokemon Go, which reached more than $1 billion in yearly revenue, and Grand Theft Auto 5 record-breaking haul of $1 billion in just 3 days, companies and individuals are doing all they can to get into the game. There are more than 2.7 billion gamers worldwide in 2020. This graphic by Visual Capitalist shows how revenue from gaming has changed over time. The Strong Museum of Play has a great timeline on the history of video games. I recommend you check out their website and visit them in person if you have a chance. They too start the story of video games with NIMH and the World's Fair. They go on to highlight all the milestones, inventions, successful products, and key leaps in technology that helped usher in esports as we know it today. As we prepare a generation of students to move us toward the world depicted in the movie Ready Player One, we have to make conscious choices to be inclusive. Verna Myers says diversity is being asked to the party, inclusion is being asked to dance. I want our students to just dance. I don't want them to wait to be asked. I want them to just show up and dance. I want them to feel comfortable, confident, and happy. That is the goal, to be happy. I want them to learn Unity or learn Unreal Engine. I want them to know how to build a community on Twitch. I want them to know how to leverage Patreon and YouTube for extra funds. I want all neighborhoods to have blazing free internet. And I want our students gaming. I want them reaping the benefits of their ability to focus, their ability to overcome loss, and their ability to practice persistently. I want them to do creative projects and build portfolios. And when they get stuck, I want them asking questions. I want them in forums and practicing until they get it. I want them to be a resource for others. I want them to teach as well as learn. I want them to have the time and the resources to be creative and to express themselves. I want them to share their unique perspective, and I want them to inspire others. In the process of telling their own stories, they'll come to know themselves better. They'll learn leadership and communication skills and resource management. As they create and put in the work and have fun, they will become the people they are meant to be. The next George Lucas may be a kid from the south side of Chicago if she gets the right opportunities to learn. The pursuit of art and play through technology creates friendships across generations, removes cultural barriers, and gives people the tools and inspiration to be confident, original, and creative. Thinking about where we came from helps us imagine where we can go. The next brilliant visionaries with ideas to create something entirely new are out there. Thank you for your time and attention. Keep playing. Signing off, April Welch.